Hi guys, welcome back to Crystalline. I know it's been a long time and I've kept you all in suspense. I am most sorry. So, shall we carry on from what I can vaguely remember from being quite a funny episode? So, the next morning I wake up with a wide yawn. My body aches from the fight, but otherwise I feel very rested. I gather my things and meet the group downstairs for a quick breakfast. Ooh, breakfast time. Then we begin our journey to Half Point. After traveling all morning, we decide to stop and rest for a while. The sun shines overhead in the sky, and there's a soft breeze to balance out the warmth of the day. Zach claims to spot in the shade of a tree, where he cleans out his discharges, and Amelia and Kara rummage through the packs to pass around water. Leanna approaches me.
Since we're taking a break, would you be up for some magic training? We can go into the clearing so you aren't just out on the open road.
Let's do it! I nod. The faster I learn to cast, the faster I can go home. There's no point putting it off. There's no point in putting this off. I swear I can't read. Let's do this. Leanna smiles. I follow her to a little alcove off of the path. We're far enough that passers-by will get a good view of me, but not far enough that we'll lose sight of the rest of the team.
The actual process is a bit tricky. You have to channel the energy out of the crystal, then concentrate on the process of shaping it, refining the energy into something you can use. So to do that, you need to concentrate on the crystal's form and use your mind to alter it.
I'm not sure I got all that. She pauses to think.
Okay, you have a manipulator now, so instead of trying to channel the energy from stored within you, try to concentrate on channeling through the manipulator.
I look down at the manipulator on my wrist. Alright, so I can channel the energy from this crystal?
Exactly, like this.
Leanna holds out her manipulator. It pulses softly with a blue light, and then a small burst of wind erupts from the manipulator. Okay, I'll give it a go. I stare hard at my manipulator, trying to focus on the energy of the crystal. I scrunch up my face in concentration, but nothing seems to work.
Just concentrate on the energy. Let go of your distractions.
Let go of my distractions. I try to clear my mind, but all I can think about is how nothing seems to be happening. It's not working.
That's okay. Keep trying. It's always hardest your first time.
I think through Leanna's explanation again. Is there something I've missed? Trying again, I concentrate, focusing on the energy. But nothing happens. This isn't working.
Don't give up. Try again. Just focus on that energy and use the manipulator to channel it.
I know you said that before, but it doesn't make sense to me. Leanna runs a hand through her hair as she frowns.
I don't know how else to put it. Once you get it, you'll know. You just have to keep concentrating and trying.
That's really not helpful, but I take a deep breath to calm myself down. It's not Leanna's fault. She's being very patient. Is it just me? Why am I not getting it? Keep it up. Leanna hasn't given up on me, so I shouldn't give up on myself either. I have to keep trying. My face blushes as I try to find the energy of the crystal. I'm still unsuccessful. Leanna looks concerned at the sweat beating on my temple.
Are you okay?
I sigh heavily. This is hopeless.
It just takes practice.
I can tell Leanna wants to stay positive, but her words feel flat. This is taking a toll on her too. I don't know what else to do. She frowns as she thinks, and she shakes her head with a sigh.
How about we take a break for now? Maybe if you have a chance to think about it a little more, you'll have more success next time.
I half-heartedly shrug. Sure. Tried to keep the skepticism out of my voice, but Leanna seems just as skeptical as we return to the group. Kara, Zach, and Amelia are ready for us when we get back. After a chance to rehydrate and grab a quick bite to eat, we continue on our way. The rest of the journey goes far more smoothly than my training. As the sun dips low in the sky, we decide to rest for the night. After securing a well-covered area, we get to work setting up camp. Ooh, pretty. Liana disappears to gather firewood, while Zach rummages through the supplies, prepping for dinner. Kara secures our perimeter. I roll out my sleeping robe and Leah does the same. As she sets down her things, the Pango plushie from before falls onto the grass. Amelia carefully rights it, then continues to unpack. The Pango jiggles up to the plushie and greets it excitedly.
Boy!
It's not a real Pango. The plushie makes no reaction, but the Pango is undeterred.
Boy!
That is a realistic Pango toy. Again, the plushie doesn't respond. The Pango deflates and his face falls.
Boy?
Amelia furrows her brow, then subtly touches her manipulator. The Pango plushie suddenly bubbles to life as a thin layer of water pools underneath.
Boy?
Amelia tries not to move her lips.
Boy?
The Pango's eyes grow wide and he beams.
Boy!
This is quite adorable. The plushie bobs again and the Pango squishes against it as if in a hug. Amelia cracks a smile, which disappears when she meets my gaze. She clears her throat and returns to fiddling with her things. She's secretly a softie. My heart warms as I watch her. She's not as cold as she would have people believe. I go help Liana find more kindling, which, when we return with the firewood, we get a fire started. Zach pulls out a simple pot and a few basic ingredients, and he gets to work. Oh, he's the chef. Soon the fragrance of cooked meat makes my mouth water. Cow wanders over to the fire.
That smells amazing. What is it?
She reaches for one of the skewers, but Zach's expression makes her pause.
It's not done yet.
She pouts and continues to eye the food. After some time, a very appetizing aroma fills the air. Zach removes the skewers from the fire and scoops porridge into bowls. Really? That's a breakfast thing.
All right, it's done.
He hands the bowl to each of us, then settles down again as we dig in. I bite into juicy meat and let the taste linger on my tongue. It's smoky and tender. A perfect barbecue. Kara savors the bite.
Oh, I didn't know camp food could taste this good.
Zach shrugs.
It's nothing special.
We've been doing this all wrong. No more rotating cooking duty. I vote we have Zach cook for us every night.
Zach turns his head away and lets his hair fall over his face.
You don't have to make a big deal out of this.
He's embarrassed. I'll be a wingman. I second that vote. Seriously, Zach, I don't know what that meat is, and I don't care because I want it in my belly. You are a man of many talents. Kara looks at Zach with a soft smile on her face. I think she's impressed.
That's weird, man.
What? No, dude, I stare at Zach, who entirely focused on me, and completely unaware of Kara. This guy is pretty dense.
I wonder what other talents you're hiding.
That's a bit, he's obviously good with a gun. He shrugs.
It's okay, I'll find them all out sooner or later.
Zach doesn't respond, but begins to gather the empty bowls.
Seriously though, nobody's cooking can compare. Especially not mine.
Zach pauses.
I enjoyed it.
Kara blinks.
Really?
He offers a short nod.
It's not bad.
But it's not good either, huh? Zach looks up and meets her gaze. Kara's grin widens and a small blush creeps into her cheeks. Ah. Yes, it's finally happening. The ship. This is my cue to leave. I quietly slip away and go sit down at the edge of the campsite. Liana sits down beside me with a small smile. I feel her hesitate before she speaks.
So, magic training today.
Yeah.
I know today wasn't quite what you expected, but after more practice, you'll get it.
I know she's trying to be encouraging, but this is really the last thing I want to talk about. The thought of having to go through that again fills me with dread. When do you think the next practice should be?
Honestly, every day.
I swallow the groan that threatens to come out. I can't hold back my dismay. Every day. Leanna forces a smile.
Casting is not easy, and it really takes as much practice as possible. With us traveling to the next temple, this is the best way to get you to learn quickly.
She looks away, and I see her smile drop. Leanna's clearly excited about this as I am. She's trying hard to pretend like that's not the case. I can respect that, and appreciate that she's trying. Well, then I hope next time will be more productive than this time. Leanna tries to sound more chippy than she is.
Like I said, nobody can cast their first time. It's something I had to work on for weeks before I was able to even manipulate a light breeze. At least it's not just me. Actually, hearing that even Leanna had trouble is more comforting than I thought. She's such a talented caster now that it gives me a bit of a hope. I smile genuinely. Alright, I'm sure with practice I'll get it. Leanna's mood lifts and she returns my smile. That's the spirit.
High five. Leanna looks up at the sky.
We should probably get some rest. It's another early start tomorrow.
As Leanna says that, I feel a yawn coming on. That sounds like a good idea. The others are winding down too. Zack stays up to take the first watch. As Leanna heads over to her bedroll, I crawl into mine and try to ignore the hardness of the ground. Eventually, I fall asleep. And just because I'm cursed, I'm going to save right there. Yep, there we go. Right, carry on for one more day. We wake up in the morning and break down the camp. Then we resume our journey. After traveling for most of the day, we finally end up at Half Point. This is where Artem hunt, supposedly. I think I'm finally getting used to all the walking, as my legs, although tired, don't feel sore.
We'll need to find this person quickly. Adventurers aren't known for sticking around in one spot for very long.
Let's not waste any time then.
Amelia nods.
I propose we begin our investigation at the taverns.
Always the RPG go-to point for info. Good thinking, Amelia.
Taverns?
Yes, there are 2 taverns in Hearth Point. One over there,
She points to a building by the entrance.
and another one facing northeast from the second gate.
How do you know this? Kara seems a little surprised by how much Amelia knows about this town. She probably had to study the geography of Havengard and read about all the surrounding towns and villages.
We don't have too much daylight left.
He's right. The sun sets the sky ablaze as it dips closer to the horizon.
Let's split up. We'll be able to cover more ground that way. If one tavern is a dead end, then check the other. If he's not in either place, then we'll meet back here.
I concur with this plan. Any objections?
No one speaks up.
Then let us proceed.
Zack, Amelia, and Kara start heading towards the nearest town.
Wait!
They look back at us.
We didn't talk about how the group is being split.
Kara smirks.
I think it's quite obvious.
Leanna blinks at me as the group resume walking.
What does that mean?
They ship us. Great. Dense. Bravado. Cool. Uncaring. I'm gonna go with the middle because it just sounds more interesting. I think I know. I gently take her hand in mine. Leanna's eyes grow wide, and she immediately slips her hand out of my grasp.
That's definitely not it!
Yes. Although she looks away, her chin's up pink. What else could it be? Leanna's blushed deepest, but she shakes her head.
If you have time to make ridiculous comments, then you have time to walk. Let's hurry up and get going.
Ah, she's so clear. Leanna quickens her pace and starts towards the tavern. Wait up! I try to catch up to her. Although she ignores me, I can still see her blush, and I can't hold back my smile. It's a brief walk through town before we reach the place. As we push the door open, the warm smell of bread wafts through the air, bringing with it a chorus of laughter. The tables are full of men and women sharing food and pints. The place has a cozy feel, and as we look around, I feel comfortable and welcome.
So, Kara mentioned Arton has an eye patch.
She pauses as she glances at the patrons.
We should split up and see if we spot him.
Got it. I nod. Sounds like a plan. We separate and begin our search. I slowly walk around the tavern looking for anyone with an eye patch. As I begin to lose hope that he's here, I spot a man sitting alone. He's scribbling furiously in a notebook, but more importantly, an eye patch covers one eye. Finally, a lead! I hurry over to him. As I get close, I notice he's drawing a map. He stops and looks up at me.
What do you want?
His tone is gruff, but he doesn't seem hostile. Are you Arton Hunt? He sizes me up.
What of it?
I heard that you found an air of high energy. He continues to stare at me. I was wondering if you could share that information? He waves a hand dismissively.
It's not something to be shared.
I can pay you for it. He frowns.
You can't just buy the experience of discovery. Coins are merely a construct of human greed, and you need to absolve yourself of materialistic reliance to transcend.
Oh, he's one of these kind of crazies. Whatever that means. Will you at least tell me where it is? He glances at me.
I'd like to get back to my work, and you're taking up my time.
He taps his pen impatiently on the table.
Do you mind?
It looks like I've annoyed the guy. I doubt he'll say anything now. Thanks. Anyway, I leave the man alone and search for Leanna instead. I find her with the rest of the party and approach them.
Arden wasn't at the other tavern, but we heard that he's here.
He is. Everyone turns to face me.
Did you find him?
I nod. Yeah, he's back there. I point to the back tables. But it seems like he's not the sharing type. I even offered to pay, and he still refused to talk. Leanna's face falls, and me and Zach seem discouraged. Only Kara remains optimistic.
Great, you've done the hard work for us.
Zach stares at her.
Did you just miss the part about how that guy won't talk even for money?
Finding the target is the difficult part. Getting information out of him is just a matter of being tactful.
Kara winks. Zach cracks his knuckle and grins.
I get you. We're finally on the same page.
I didn't mean beat the information out of him.
Zach frowns.
You just have to give him an appealing reason to loosen his lips.
Are you proposing to exploit his humanistic need to procreate with an attractive maid as a guise to extract the needed information?
If you mean flirt with him to find out what we need to know, then yes.
What a cunning method. I approve.
I am beginning to like you, Amelia. We all stare at Amelia. You do? She nods. That was unexpected.
Who shall be executing this plan?
Oh my god, I want to pick her. Actually, it might be the best one, because this guy seems to be a smart guy, and she's the smartest. Leanna is probably not the right one, and Kara would probably be a bit too much. So I'll go with Amelia. How about Amelia?
Wow.
What's wrong with you?
What? Leanna shoots me a disapproving
She's
look.
just a kid.
I never thought you'd turn out to be such a creep.
Amelia blinks in surprise.
I believe you are mistaken about my age.
Amelia's words fall on deaf ears as the girls continue to give me death glares. Okay, maybe not Amelia. Let's try that again. Are you up for the job, Kara? Kara grins.
I thought you'd never ask.
I was going for intellects. You're the ones who took it from the merchant. She heads toward the target, swaying her hips alluringly. Leanna looks on with amazement.
She turned it on just like that?
Seems like she's not the only thing turned on. I shift to my attention to Zach, who very obviously stares at Kara's derriere.
Zach!
Zack snaps back to reality. His face flushes when he notices all of us looking.
What? I wasn't staring.
Totally.
No accusation was made, yet your defensive disposition is quite revealing of your intent.
I'm curious, how old are you? Zack coughs and crosses his arms as he looks away.
You're thinking too much into this.
You watch Kara work her magic. She engages Arton, and at one point, even gets him to laugh. She scoots closer to him and rests a hand on his arm. Things seem to be going well. As the conversation continues, Arton suddenly shaking his head and dismisses Kara. She tries to laugh off the dismissal and re-engage him in conversation, but he looks back down at his page and continues drawing. She's still stunned. She slowly makes her way back to us.
I don't understand.
Her eyes glaze over in disbelief.
It would appear Kara was unsuccessful.
Oh, Liana. Liana looks surprised.
Me?
You. Kara masks a chuckle as Zack snickers. Liana frowns.
What's with that reaction?
Kara smiles.
Oh, don't get me wrong, you're cute, but I'm not sure you've got the personality needed for this type of thing.
See, that's what I was thinking. Liana frowns.
And what's that supposed to mean?
You're a bit shy.
I can be plenty forward.
Kara and Zack burst out laughing.
As if you fared any better.
True. Kara's smile drops.
It's always worked before.
Ah. Liana looks at Amelia.
You think I can do it, right?
Amelia stutters Liana.
I must admit that your propriety does not lend well to the suggestion that you could entice the desired sexual attention.
Liana crosses her arms and pouts.
Even you, Amelia?
Aw, okay. How about you show one of us what you've got? If you're successful, you can try.
Fine.
Kara points to me.
There's your target. What are you going to do?
Seduce me. Liana's tinge slightly as she meets my eyes. I have a strange feeling in my stomach. Is it the butterflies? She takes a deep breath to gather her thoughts, then flashes me a determined look. She oversways her hips as she walks over to me. The movement is too exaggerated and makes it look like she doesn't know how to walk.
Oh,
She stammers as she tries to speak, almost as if the words elude her.
hey there, sailor.
Oh, I like her. I look at her blankly.
What?
What?
Hi?
Yes, Pango.
Despite having an attractive figure and aesthetically pleasing features, it is now abundantly clear why Liana has been unable to acquire a companion.
Ah, you can't say that. That's just mean.
Amelia!
At this rate, the only companion she'll be acquiring is a house full of cats.
There's nothing wrong with cats. Zack nods in agreement.
You guys are so mean.
Use the magic. Beat them. Liana pouts. I didn't think it was so bad. Liana shakes her head.
You're only saying that to make me feel better.
Yes. Before I could say more, Amelia speaks.
I believe we should nominate someone else.
Liana crosses her arms but doesn't protest. That's everyone then.
Regrettably, all of our options for this plan are exhausted.
Oh, you're not going. Great. What are we going to do now? Kara suddenly looks around.
Wait, where did Zach go?
We search frantically for him before spotting beside Arton.
Oh no, we'll get in trouble with the city guards if he is...
To everyone's surprise, Arton's face is deep red as he coyly looks away. No. It giggles as he hands something to Zack. Zack accepts the parchment and nods at him, then heads back to us. Ah! Arton looks longingly after Zack's retreating form.
Here.
Let's go with the parchment. She opens it up to reveal a map of the neighboring forest. There's a sinewy path drawn in to indicate where the pockets of high-energy readings are. Kara looks from Zack to the map and back to Zack.
But how did you get this?
Zack shrugs. Kara continues to stare at Zack. This time, she seems less surprised and more impressed. Well, at least we have what we need. I want to be seduced by Zack. I want to see these mad skills. I believe that someone was able to get Artem to crack, but how did Zack pull it off? And without it coming to blows, no less. I shake my head. I guess some mysteries will never be solved. I glance outside at the darkened sky. It's getting a little late. Do you think we should stay here for the night, or should we head out?
We wouldn't be able to make much progress. May as well spend the night here and get a fresh start in the morning.
Alright. Amelia stands.
Now that our business has concluded, I must take my leave.
Everyone stares at her.
Where are you going?
I have an obligation I must fulfill.
If I didn't know any better, I'd say it sounded like you're meeting someone.
You are correct. It will not take long, and I will be ready to rejoin you in the morning.
As Amelia turns to leave, Zack stops her.
Are you sure you should go alone?
Amelia raises an eyebrow.
Surely my parents would mean me no harm.
Oh,
Parents?
she's from town.
Yes. They would be very upset if I were to pass through without visiting them.
You have family here and didn't tell us?
I did not see the relevance.
You live here, we're here. That's the relevance.
Don't you want to see them?
To visit them is currently the obligation that I am going to fulfill.
Good. Let's get to it then.
Kara gets to her feet and pushes Amelia towards the
I
exit.
do not understand.
We're going to meet your parents.
Before Amelia can protest, Kara has already let her out the door. The rest of us trail behind. Amelia sighs.
Very well.
Amelia, Zack, and Kara walk ahead as Leanne and I follow. Leanne has a strange expression on her face I can't quite read.
What do you think her parents are like?
Probably normal. I bet they're just normal people.
I think so too. She grew up at the university and didn't get to spend as much time at home. Most of her behaviors were probably learned from there.
It sounds like Amelia's childhood was a lot more serious than the average child. I wonder if that's why she acted so casually about her parents. Going to see them almost sounded like a chore she had to knock out. We pause in front of a modest house. There's a small garden in the front yard and a few flower pots lining the stoop. It's a stoop. Amelia steps up to the door and knocks. Don't you have a key? She looks back at me.
I do. However, it is back at the academy. I did not anticipate our travels would lead us to Hearth Point.
The door swings open and an old woman stands in the doorway. Her face has fine lines which reveal her age, but her smile is warm and kind. Her eyes light up when she sees Amelia, and she draws her into a tight hug.
Amy! What a pleasant surprise! I didn't know you were stopping by.
Kara grins at the use of her nickname. Amelia doesn't react to her mother's embrace and almost seems to wait out the hug. Eventually, her mother lets go and then turns back towards the house.
Honey, Amy's come home!
A faint voice calls out from the house.
Amy? Be right there.
Her mom turns back to Amelia and hugs her again.
Oh, we missed you so much.
Suddenly, she seems to know the rest of us. She quickly lets Amelia go and ushers all of us inside.
Amy, did you bring friends? Come in, come in!
We murmur our thanks as we shuffle into the house. Ooh, how quaint. Now, I admit this artist is really good at doing backdrops. The walls are painted with the walls are painted with light colors, giving the house a bright and cheerful air. We convene in the sitting room where we sit on the couch and chairs. The upholstery is clean, but has definitely seen a lot of use. Amelia's father arrives. He pushes his glasses back up onto his nose. I am having issues. Why? And it breaks into a wide smile. He also scoops Amelia into his arms.
What an unexpected pleasure.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. After he sets her down, he stands beside his wife.
Hello, Mother. Father.
You know that we love seeing you, but what are you doing out at the university? It isn't a holiday.
Her mother leans forward in her seat.
Oh, was your little field study finally approved? That's wonderful! Remember what I said about how each rejection is just one step closer to success. I just knew you were bound to get one, even if it took all those tries and applications.
All those tries? How many times did she apply? Although Amelia doesn't speak, her cheeks turn red.
Honey, let's not embarrass her in front of her peers.
Oh, we're not her peers.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just got so excited. She's been trying for almost a year now.
She turns excitedly towards Leanna.
You must be the field lead.
You must be the field lead, yes. Leanna looks bewildered.
Yes, that is correct.
Leanna shoots Amelia a questioning glance, which Amelia ignores. Her parents beam wider as they look at their daughter with pride. Mom has her hand over her heart, and her dad nods approving.
It's nice to see you're still working hard at your studies.
We're very proud of you, sweetie. But what sort of mission is this? I should think you would be the apprentice of another mage or a mage caster, rather than a mage knight.
Leanna is part of the Mage Guild.
So it's an internship with the Mage Guild? That's very prestigious.
He puffs with pride.
I see.
Her mother's face softens as she addresses Leanna.
We entrust our daughter to you. Please take good care of her.
Leanna pauses, but as she looks at the hopefulness on Amelia's parents' face, she returns their smile.
I promise I will.
Once the attention drifts away from her, I notice her gaze linger on Amelia's parent. She furrows her brow in pensive thought.
And what about the rest of you?
Kara grins.
I assist with locating and exploring ancient sites.
The parents seek retreat.
We have been following instances of magical anomalies in an attempt to understand and explain their occurrences.
Of course, of course.
His gaze lands on Zach.
You look more like a fighter rather than a mage.
Yeah, I think his class would be a gunslinger, but yeah, carry on. Zach nods.
What exactly is your role in this group?
Before Zach responds, Kara steps
Oh,
in.
he's my companion. He helps me secure our sites and, well...
She grabs his arm and flashes him a coy smile. Zach stares at Kara and her hand on his arm.
Hands off.
She laughs slightly and presses herself closer to him.
Oh, you don't need to be shy. Just pretend it's just you and me.
Zach's scowls deepens. As he twists himself away from her, a blush tinges his cheeks. Amelia's dad chuckles.
Say no more. I remember what it was like to be young.
Zach blushes deepens. Kara watches his discomfort with amusement. She's such a tease. Finally, his gaze lands on me.
What about you?
Student. I'm also a student who's trying to discover more about the anomalies. That's technically not a lie. My parents not.
Amy, will you and your friends stay for dinner?
We would not wish to impose upon you any further. We can return to the inn.
The inn? Oh, nonsense. You can all stay here for the night. We certainly have enough room.
That's a big house. I'm jealous.
Yes, we insist. I'll get started on dinner and afterwards you can all relax. Come with me, Amy.
If that is what you wish.
Amelia obliges as they start towards the kitchen.
That's wonderful. It's so nice to have you home. And we never get to meet any of your friends. In fact, you're all the first one she's brought home.
Really?
Kara glances sideways at Amelia, who remains stoic.
I hope she's not giving you any trouble. She's always been a bit hot-blooded.
Hot-blooded? No. This time we all look at Amelia.
Are you sure we're talking about the same person?
She laughs, and the two of them head into the kitchen. We continue to chat as we wait for dinner to be ready. Her father is enthusiastic and shares fun facts about the town. He's a tailor and offers to patch up any of our clothes for us. Dinner is a simple but delicious meal, and we all clean our plates. Amelia's mom seems pleased.
Would anyone care for seconds?
Both Leanna and Zach take a second helping. Well, they got a hearty stomach. Hearty appetite even. Leanna piles her plate up with food until it's even fuller than Zach's plate. As she digs in, Kara watches enviously.
Where does it all go?
She looks at Kara questioningly.
You have such a healthy appetite, yet you're still so slim.
About anime. This has the potential to go horribly wrong. Contrary to my fears, Leanna smiles coyly.
Oh, you think so? I'm just lucky, I guess.
Rather than luck, I would attribute it to the constant wind resistance you admit during your travels and activities.
Leanna looks surprised and nervous.
What?
Amelia raises an eyebrow.
I can detect a constant energy utilization from your manipulator, which is creating wind friction.
Leanna interrupts with loud laughter, but her face is bright red.
You're thinking way too much into this, Amelia. It's probably just, magic residue you're detecting.
She's cheating. She's using magic. Amelia gives Leanna an unimpressed look, as if to say that was the silliest excuse she's heard. Do me! I catch Leanna's eye and whisper, hey, can you wind resist magically too?
It's just residue.
Kara smiles.
So that's your secret.
Leanna nervously picks at her food.
Anyway, this is really, really good. What is it?
Nice change of subject. With a change in subject, the mood relaxes and the conversation naturally flows. Second, Amelia's dad found a common interest. Although he's a tailor, he takes a special interest in restoring weapons.
Actually, weapons are a specialty of mine too.
Your dischargers, I did notice that. They're a bit unusual, aren't they? I haven't seen too many with those types of crystals.
It served me well.
Amelia's dad pauses as he observes Zach.
Come on, son, lighten up a bit. No need to be so formal here. Why don't you try cracking a smile? You don't have to look so doom and gloom all the time.
That's kind of his whole, persona. Zach merely stares at him until Kara elbows him.
Oh, come on, companion. You don't want to be rude, do you? Especially after you've already helped yourself to this delicious meal. Twice.
Zach sighs in resignation. Oh, I get to see the smile. He pauses and seems to collect himself. Kara watches, amused at his display. After taking a few long breaths, he looks up with determination. Reluctantly, he curls up the corners of his lip and exposes his teeth in an awkward, grimace smile hybrid. He's going to kill me. His eyes almost seem to be calling for help, as if holding a smile is causing him pain. Everyone recoils from his look, except for Kara, who blushes. Really?
Oh, wow, that's really hot.
Really? Wow. We all exchange confused glances as Zach drops his smile. Kara leans over to him and lowers her voice.
I hope we get to see that again. Soon.
Wow. She has issues. We all look at each other in confusion.
Well then, that was certainly interesting.
The group laughs and the conversation flows again. Kara enjoyed every minute of the night, chatting amicably with Amelia's mother. Leanna stayed quiet and spent most of her time just observing. Although she had a smile on her face, it seemed like there was something else on her mind. Amelia didn't talk much, preferring to let her parents do the talking, but she seemed very comfortable and relaxed. I can tell that even though they don't get to see each other very often, they have a good relationship. Once dinner was over, Amelia's parents insisted on washing up and asked Amelia to show us to our rooms. She leads us to the back of the house where there are 2 rooms and pauses in front of the first door.
This is my childhood room. We 3 will share this room.
She points to the door down the hall.
That is the spare room. You 2 may stay there.
Are you certain it's all right for us to stay tonight? I don't want to cause any trouble for your parents. They've already been so accommodating.
My parents are quite happy to receive guests. It would be an insult to refuse their invitation.
Okay.
Leanna seems uncertain, but Kara throws her arm around her affectionately.
Don't worry, tonight will be super fun.
It's a girls'
We'll
night.
braid each other's hair, play truth or dare, and of course, pillow fights.
Oh, they have all the fun. Amelia cocks her head to the side.
Is that what roommates do?
Definitely.
Amelia looks at Liana, who seems equally confused.
While we roomed together previously, we did not accomplish any of these tasks.
I'm just learning about this now, too.
Trust me, you'll love what I have planned.
Kara laughs and pushes the girls into the room. She winks at us.
Girls only.
Obviously. And she closes the door firmly behind her. Why do I always get the feeling we're missing out?
Because we probably are.
A shriek of laughter filters through the doorway, followed by giggles.
Oh my god, don't squirm so much! Stop! I'm really ticklish there! I got it off.
Dun, dun, dun.
Hey, give it back!
We overhear even more squeals and giggles. My mind wanders as my imagination points. My imagination paints an alluring picture of what is going on behind that door. Zach's stoic stare seems too intense.
Stop! No way. Well, if that's how you want to play.
We hear a gust of wind from behind the
But
door.
no fair, you're using magic.
After Carrie yelps, Zach's stony expression finally cracks.
What is going on in there?
Wait for me? I think it's best to be safe. I close my eyes and think of a computer printer and other unsexy things. I glance down at my feet and see the Pango staring forlornly at the door. You wish you were in there too. He hops closer to the door.
Boy!
When no one lets him in, he lowers his head.
Oi!
I'm sorry, buddy, but it's girls only tonight. As if on cue, the door cracks open. Amelia pigtails peek out as she retracts for the Pango.
There you are. You are needed for science.
Science.
Poi!
Of course. The last thing I see is the Pango's wide grin as the door slams shut behind him. Zach sighs.
Let's just go.
I do wish to know what was happening. Zach heads into the room and I follow. We move about the room awkwardly, and I swear I can hear the seconds tick by. This feels a lot less exciting than the other room. You know what? Screw it. Let's have a pillow fight. We don't need to. We can have a real pillow fight. I grab the pillow from bed and hardly whack Zach with it. He stares at me and crosses his arms. I try another half-hearted whack, but Zach just continues his unwavering stare. Yeah, never mind. We both get ready for bed instead. I tried to play along. As I crawl into the bed, I count the seconds before exhaustion finally hits me, and I fall asleep. A noise wakes me up, and I sit in bed. The moon is high in the sky, casting silvery light through the window. Zach remains fast asleep. I don't see anything else, so I lay back down and close my eyes, trying to go back to sleep. Instead, I toss and turn in bed as uneasy thoughts creep in. I try to clear my mind, but as soon as I begin to lose concentration, wiggles of doubt worm into my brain. What if I never learn how to cast? What if I can't gather enough energy? What if this energy kills me? What if I can't go home? As that last thought crosses my mind, I throw off the blankets in frustration. I need some fresh air. Tiptoeing past the sleeping Zach, I creep out of the room and fumble my way through the dark living room. I recognize Liana leaning on the balcony. I head over towards her. She smiles at me as I approach. Couldn't sleep? She nods. It did sound like you girls were having lots of fun. Liana blushes.
Cora got my boot off, so I was only returning the favor.
We smile as the conversation lapses. She looks towards the stars, staring pensively at them. There must be something on her mind. Want to talk about it? It seems like there's something on your mind. Liana faces me and absentmindedly picks up her clothes.
It's nothing, really. Tonight has been really fun, and Amelia's parents are so nice. It just started to remind me of my family. And then I got thinking.
And you couldn't stop thinking. She nods. I look up at the myriad of sparkling light in the deep night sky. The stars are still beautiful, but not as clear as when we were camping. We fall into a comfortable silence. Liana stares intently at the sky as if searching for answers. I wonder what's on her mind. Suddenly, she turns to me.
I promise we'll help you find a way home.
I'm surprised at the conviction in her voice. Oh, thanks. Actually, there's something I've been wondering.
What is it?
I don't mean to sound ungrateful, but why are you doing so much to help a stranger? Liana stares incomprehensibly.
You were someone who needed help.
Yeah, but you didn't know who I was. What if I had other intentions?
Then I suppose things would have turned out differently.
She notices my look and chuckles.
I would never leave someone who needed help. Especially if it was in my power to help them. I'm sure if it were me in that position, you'd have done the same.
Of course. You're right. I'm not one to walk away from someone who needs help. Liana smiles. Still, I wonder why she suddenly promised to help me find a way back home. What brought that on?
Sorry, I've just been thinking about home, and how it would feel if I looked at the stars and couldn't recognize a single one.
I can understand how being with Mina's family can make her homesick. I've been thinking of home too. Maybe I can take her mind off of things for a while. What's that star?
Huh?
She blinks as she takes in my question, then looks back up towards the sky.
Which one?
I point to the brightest star in the sky. Liana grins.
That's the compass arrow. If you're ever lost, you can use the compass arrow to guide you, as it always points towards north.
Ah, the North Star. Huh, just like our North Star, that's what I said.
You have a compass arrow too?
I nod. It's part of a larger constellation.
The compass arrow is called that because the stars surrounding it point to each direction, like on a compass.
Well, thanks to you, now I can look at the sky and recognize at least one star. Liana grins. She points to a cluster of stars which vaguely look like a woman.
Do you see those stars?
Yeah. I mean, I don't, unless you guys can see it, but I don't think it's here.
That's my birth sign, Elwina. She was renowned for her beauty, and that beauty was immortalized in the stars.
Birth sign? Ah, pretty great.
Yeah. There's a belief that the star sign under which you are born can tell certain traits about yourself. Sometimes people use it to predict matches or fortunes.
Oh, like our zodiac constellations. We have a similar belief back home. So what does your birth sign say about you?
What do you think?
You're into mysterious yet handsome strangers. You're patient and trusting. You're gullible. You're beautiful. I see. Gullible would be a bit of a silly one to pick. That one's the pervy one. Either the first or the last one. Let's go full. She was a woman renowned for her beauty, huh? I look at Liana again and how the silver moonlight surrounds her like a halo. She almost glows as brightly as the stars. That looks accurate to me. Liana at first looks surprised, then a gentle blush tinges her cheeks.
I meant personality traits.
Ah, look at that. She smiles and this time it looks more natural.
Hopefully this place doesn't feel so lonely and foreign to you anymore.
No, but only because I got the chance to meet you and the rest of our team. We lock gazes and I feel inexplicably drawn to her. Kiss, kiss, kiss. Liana lights up as she sees something behind me.
Look! A shooting star!
The star rockets across the sky, leaving a trail of glitter. Quick, make a wish! She closes her eyes and the moment she reopens them.
What did you wish for?
I wish we could spend more time together. She's surprised.
You didn't wish to go home?
I know eventually you'll help me find a way back home, but in the meantime, it's really not so bad being stuck on a new planet with someone like you. She blushes. So what did you wish for?
I wish to continue going on adventures.
Ah, look at that. I grin. That's fine with me. As long as I don't have to watch you attempt to flirt together. Leanna's face blushes.
That's not fair. I was put on the spot.
I laugh. Isn't that how all flirting works? Leanna pouts.
No, it would have been a lot different if I were more prepared.
I gotta prepare them spell slots, huh? Oh yeah? How would you have done it then?
That's still putting me on the spot, but...
She blushes again.
Well...
She lowers her eyes to compose herself, then flashes me a confident look.
Let's see. First, I'd begin by telling him how handsome he looks tonight. Maybe then I'd compliment his muscles, which would give me an excuse to touch them.
Her hand lightly rubs at my arm as she gives me a look of appreciation. Although her cheeks are still burning, this is nothing like the awkward Leanna from before.
I'd step closer to him.
My heart quickens as she closes the distance.
Then I'd have him hold me like this.
She guided my hands with hers and places them on her hips. I resist letting my hands wander. She snakes her arms around my neck. Look, she knows what she's doing. I can feel her breath on my lips. Ah, she's getting close. She leans in until her full lips are an inch away from my own. Wait for it, just gonna...
Say...
I close my eyes as I feel her lean into me. Her breath teases me as she stays just out of reach.
Good night.
Ah! She knows how to flirt. Wait, what? I open my eyes just as Leanna disengages from me. I can't let you all feel... Hold a second, that can't be. I tried to reach her, but she nearly steps away.
That's it.
Don't leave me hanging. She looks back at me and grins. That playful look.
It's getting late. Good night. I'll see you in the morning.
Good night. She disappears from view, and I'm left in a desperate need of a cold shower. Wondering what the hell just happened. I return to my room and crawl back into bed. My mind is filled with even more thoughts and questions than before. Eventually, after many thoughts or cold showers, I drift to sleep. And I think with that, we'll leave it there. Look at that, I think we're gonna get the paladin ending, don't you? So, until we play this again, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye!